Y'all breaking my bone. You're making me crawl on all fours again. Whoa. Oh, jeez. Glad I'm doing it now. I think there's a football game in Kansas City, and I'm going right by Arrowhead. I hope I make it past there. They're probably tailgating right now, but if they're tailgating now, they're freezing their buns off. It's only 7 degrees, and the wind's blowing. As we used to say in the old days, it's colder than a three-peckered belly goat. But the good thing is, it's too cold to snow. Uh, and I'll be in Toma before the sun goes down. I hope. Stuck in peculiar that long. It was getting very peculiar and peculiar with Missouri. Ugh. Man, this Saturday morning, man, people throwing their trash out on the highway. I'm trying to remember what day it is. I think it's Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday. Good. Yeah, I think you might be able to see it when I get by I-70 there. I think you'll be able to see Arrowhead and Kaufman Field. I don't know what they call it now. Last I remember, it was called Kaufman Field, where the Kansas City Royals play baseball. They're right next to each other. But the Chiefs playing the Bills, they're going to be freezing out on that field today or later on. It's not getting any warmer. It is 7 degrees. Well, the Mega Millions is over 200 mil now. I might throw my hat in the ring, buy a ticket. Whoops, I'll stay right here. Ugh. Des Moines. It's oh man, I gotta gonna get to see it. That's sad. The Chiefs and the Bills, I think, play. This is the first weekend of the playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? Ugh. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy this little trip from Kansas City to Toma, Wisconsin. I'm going to take you a tour through the Sioux Indian Reservation territory back a few hundred years ago. The Sioux and the Cheyenne used to come through here. And then we get into Wisconsin, that's Chippewa and part Cree. And a little Lakota. Excuse me. Let's see what we got here. Aaron. Good, there we go. Hi, Aaron.
What's going on, man?
Is it colder than the three-peckered billy goat where you're at?
Nope.
Oh, that's right. You went south. That's right.
Is it cold where you're at?
Well, hey, it's looking up. I'm having a little bit of a heat wave. It went up to 8 degrees.
You must be in Wisconsin.
No, I stayed in Peculiar for another night because there was a blizzard in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Overnight, so it cleared out by like 3 in the morning. It ended. It had blown out. I was going to wait till the daylight, and after they got it all plowed, by the time I get through there.
There you go.
But there is another storm coming, but it's really weird. It's looping around is what it is, thank God.
That's because is it coming off of the Great Lake?
Oh, I'm not nowhere near the Great Lakes yet. Not until I get up into Minnesota.
Yeah. Can you stay on your boat?
I know.
Is that your
I'm
lane?
sorry. That's my radar. If I'm about ready to overtake somebody, it starts to beep. It's a training tool.
I thought it was your lane thing. You know.
No, that goes really loud. That's a lot louder. Yeah, if I get another truck and get rid of this one, I'm going to have them remove that. I don't need those.
Yes, you do. We know what kind of driver you are.
I had a ball last night. I got to do some more karaoke.
There you go.
I knew I was going to karaoke on Darren's live stream, but I didn't expect Blessed Life to invite me.
There you go.
I sang a couple of tunes there. And I had to help promote Emotion. It's having that karaoke contest.
Yeah.
But it's all in good fun.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm moving over. I got to get my driver mirror fixed. That crack worked its way the rest of the way through, and I mean I can still use it, but I just don't like looking at that crack.
You don't want to give them a reason to freaking write you up either.
You have to really look at it to see it, though.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they could look at it and they wouldn't see it unless they got in the truck and looked through it, from my seat. Then they would notice it.
Yeah, I try to give them no reasons to look at me like that.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with safety. It's just about money.
Oh yeah.
I had some friends that they had a tail light out. They knew that, or I mean, a headlight out. They knew they had a headlight out, and they were nowhere near anywhere where they could get a new headlight. It's pretty simple to replace those.
Yeah.
And he was headed to the nearest truck stop. Okay, and as he was getting off the exit ramp to go to the truck stop, DOJ officer come up behind him and hit his lights. And he said, "You got a headlight out." He goes, "Yeah, I know it. I'm going to the truck stop to get a new headlight." He goes, "Where I was, there was nowhere to get one."
Yeah.
He still gave him a ticket anyway. Now, to
Yeah, I
be
was about-
fair, if he'd blown that exit and not stopped at the truck stop, oh yeah, then it would have been justified. But him pulling off and going to the truck stop to fix it, you just don't write somebody a ticket just so that you can make money.
So one time I was in my personal car and I got pulled over because I had a brake light out, and the cop pulls up. It's not the cop pulls up and he's like, I pulled you over. And I was like, and I know I don't. This is mistake number one is you never admit something, but whatever. I was like, it's most like my brake light's out. I know about it. I literally have the part. I just picked it up and I showed the cop the part, and he's like, okay. He comes back and gives me a fucking repair order.
Jeez.
I was like, really? Really? Now I have to go back to the police station. It's not like a ticket that you got to pay, but it's a repair order, So now I have to go to the police station and get it get it signed off. That was a pain.
It was just a way for them to make money for the state.
Here's the best part. Here's the best part. So I showed up the next day to get it signed off, and it was raining cats and dogs outside, and the cop was like, "You fixed it, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I fixed it. You gotta look at it, right?" He's like, "I believe you. I ain't going out there right now." He's like, "If you didn't fix it, we pull you over again." But yeah, I literally had the freaking light bulb in my freaking head. I just think it's stupid, man.
Yeah. I thought this damn storm was over with.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a cop, I would never give anyone a repair order, at least, if it's justified.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's all a moneymaker.
Yeah, that's all. It's not about safety. They can care less. Just seeing how much money they can get out of us. That's why they have that blitz every year. And I'm like, look, if you announce when you're doing the blitz every year, then the guys they know they're going to be in violation, they'll just take the week off or those few days. They need to do it unannounced, then do it, and then they actually can get some of these drivers that are violating the hell out of it. Because I see trucks that, there's 2 axles on the pavement, 3 headed for a junkyard.
Yeah. I will say this. There's something in the... I don't know where it's at, but there's a law. Because they have to announce, like, DUI checkpoints. There's, like, a law that they have to be like, hey, we're going to do a DUI checkpoint this weekend. They don't have to tell you what location, where it's at. but all they say is we're going to do a DUI checkpoint.
Yeah, they do that so that what's that? Entrapment. It gets them around the entrapment law.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay. I knew it was a law. I knew it was like, in the Constitution somewhere, but I just don't know which one it was.
Yeah, it'd be like them saying, "Well, look, you just waited till I left the bar and then just pulled me over."
Yeah.
I remember that happened to me a couple of times because my mom owned the bar.
Yeah.
And I would be going in and out, leaving, going to pick up other things. They thought I was a patron there, and they pulled me over. They gave me a sobriety test, aced the damn thing. And I said, just to give you guys a heads up, my mom owns that bar. And if you looked at my ID, you realize I'm a teenager. I work there, and I don't drink.
Yeah.
And there's no law says that I can't work as a janitor there.
I was working at a bar at the age of. I started working at a bar. Bar backing.
Mimi, the link is in the chat. Try to get Mimi up here.
Yeah, I started working at a bar about 15 or 16 years old, doing bar back, running food and tapping kegs. It's interesting. I could tap a keg, but I couldn't carry alcohol to the table.
There's an unbelievable amount of pressure behind those things.
Yeah, so I could top a freaking keg with a lot of pressure and everything else, but I couldn't pour alcohol, and I can't carry it to the table.
It's amazing. There's 16 gallons per keg.
Yeah. And they were heavy too, man.
Well, I played football. I could pick those up easy.
Full-size kegs?
Yep.
That's nice.
Hell, I was bench pressing 380.
Nice. Yeah,
I was a gorilla.
Tilt and roll it. But I was small, man. When I used to wrestle for high school, so like my weight class was 105 pounds. So like I was anywhere. I graduated high school at 115 pounds. But freaking during wrestling season, I was like 103, 100 pounds. I was a lightweight, man.
Yeah, I almost got expelled from school because of that. I mean, I don't participate.
Because of what?
Well, I was in gym class, okay? And
yeah,
they were teaching us how to wrestle and everything. And, my mom's best friend, partner, they weren't lovers. They were just partners in business is what it was.
Yeah.
They both owned a bar, and they became real close friends for a long time. And her name was Nancy. And her father treated me like the son he never had because he had 3 daughters. He never had a son. And his name was Virgil Kemi. And he was a grand sensei. He lived over in the different Asian countries over there for years.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a Green Beret, and he taught martial arts his style. He learned Shibakai, Tang Fai, and Taekwondo.
Yeah.
It was a mixture that he learned, and he called it chop suey. And he was teaching me privately, just between me and him. Like I said, he treated me like the son he didn't have. And during gym class, they were wanting to do the wrestling thing, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I'll take the F or whatever it is. I will not participate in that because I am not going to let anybody get the upper hand on me. And it may not be the way you want it that way. Yeah. The coach made me wrestle that kid. And I told him, I said, Billy, don't do it. And he thought he was going to get the upper hand on me. He was a bigger kid than me.
Yeah.
I took him to the floor, and he squealed like a freaking pig.
Yeah.
And the coach said, "What the hell was that?" I said, "I told you I didn't want to do that, and I'm not going to let anybody get the upper hand on me." And the coach tried it. I grabbed he when he went to push me. I grabbed his hand and twisted it, and he hit the floor. And I
Yeah.
said, "Stop!" I said, "Stop!" And he didn't. And then I hurt him. And the other coaches were seeing what was going on. And I had my foot on the back of his head, and I said, "Coach, stop." The other coaches knew, and Coach Stevens was his name. He said, "You should have let him be. This kid is being taught by Virgil Kennedy. Everybody knew who Virgil Kennedy was because he owned a school there in North Augusta."
Yeah.
He said, "You shouldn't have messed with this kid because he's not going to let you get the upper hand on him, and he doesn't like wrestling." I went to the principal's office. He was shocked.
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, I could have crippled both of those people, including the coach."
Yeah.
And so they gave me 2 weeks in school suspension for that.
Yeah.
And I said, "Look, I was forced to fight, and I'm not going to fight the way you want me to, and I'm not going to let anybody get the upper hand on me."
Yeah. The worst fight I ever had to do, I had to fight a woman before. That was bad. Because women can be, you know, they could have joined any sport they wanted, right?
Uh huh.
So this girl, she was 97 pounds wet. She was, I mean, I think I said I was light anyway, but she was super light, and she was weak. And I just thinking, like, my coach was like, "Just pin her," and I was like, "I don't want to pin her." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't want to pin her. I'm just having fun locking up my points." Because it's all a point system too. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh yeah. For a takedown,
So,
that's two points, I believe.
yeah, it's this
But
point system. So like I would let her have an escape. That would give her 1 point. I'd take her back down and give me 2 points. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just messing with her. And my coach was like, "Stop fucking with her." I was like, "Hey, I want my points up." He's like, "Well, what's it to you?" And I was like, "Because I want to go to state. And if I want to go to state, I need my points."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Pin her ass." And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep fucking with her. And I went back in and I fucked with her a little bit more, and you know, finally, I think it was like the last round, and it was like 2 minutes left, and I was pinned her.
Uh-huh.
I had so many fucking points from her, and I did end up going to state that year. But
The coach was intrigued by the hold that I didn't. It wasn't a hold. He called it a hold, and there was nothing in the rule book because he was telling me about this. There's nothing in the rule book about this. He was very intrigued by when he went to grab me. I grabbed his hand, and all I did was twist it, and you'll hit the floor.
yeah,
And that comes from Aikido. I learned a little bit of Aikido.
yeah,
And he wanted it because that's 2 points. And he goes, "Can you show me what you did?" I said, "All you do is when they come in, you grab the back of their hand, you move it up straight, and then you just tilt the hand the other direction, and whoever it is, I don't care who you are, you're going to hit the floor because it hurts."
The interesting thing is, the girl that I wrestled, I actually went to her prom with her.
Oh, that's cool.
She actually became a little bit more decent over the years. I would tell you that.
Uh-huh. Hey, Mimi, come up to the panel if you can. You too, Hazel. Hazel's an interesting lady. She's from Edmonton, Alberta. At least I hope she's still from there. I've been long overdue to go up that way, and I'm sorry.
So she's a Canadian.
Yeah, well, she's a Filipina Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mimi, I took care of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Darren suspected it also because there's helping people and yet there's people trying to take advantage, and he realizes that.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, it was in Darren Dobson's live stream last night. Yeah, his live streams start at 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
I can't remember, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not even in Iowa, and this is already looking ugly.
Are you sliding?
No, thank God. There's two Smokey Bear in the middle of the highway.
I think the worst conditions I ever had to drive in is high water. When I say high water, I mean high water. It was up to my bottom of my diesel tanks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My previous life, I used to drive for a company that does septic hauling. So we would pump out septic tanks, and they had an issue in their water. They had an issue with their well, and it was all over the place, and it was flooding the streets. And and plus the sewage, and it was literally up to my gas tank, backing in.
Yeah, I wasn't in water that high, but close. I felt like I was in a boat.
Yeah. Put all traction on and yeah. I tell you one thing, I made decent money out of that company. The benefits sucked, but the money was good.
Yeah, what's weird is Hazel's probably got better weather in Edmonton than we do, or I do.
You do. It's just foggy where I'm at.
But they already got like 1.5 feet of snow out there, I take it.
Yeah. I got a buddy of mine I talked to last night. He's in Colorado right now, and he said that he's getting slammed with cold. There's signs that say extreme cold. I mean,
the winter. The winter is coming back with a vengeance because we had a warm December.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's in Denver. We hear that.
Hey, Hazel, did you become an Edmonton Oilers fan yet? That would surprise me if she hasn't. Because basically, I've been to Edmonton a long time ago, and that's the only thing there is to do. Go to an NHL hockey game there. Well, anything really exciting.
Hockey's not bad.
I'm sure somebody had to have taken her to at least one game since she's lived there.
How long she lived there?
I'm not sure. A few years, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she's been at least once.
I know she's been there at least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to a hockey game reasonably cheap, but to go to a basketball game is freaking crazy expensive for some reason.
Oh yeah, all major sports are ridiculously expensive. I remember back in the day as a kid, if we had $10 in our pocket, we could go to a game at Wrigley Field, ride the L train for 50 cents, get off at Clark and Addison and Sheffield, and go down there and get into the bleachers for 2.50, get a hot dog for $1.50, and a large drink for $1.50. Like I said, we had $10. We could easily get in the game, buy something, drink something to eat, and watch the game. You can't do that anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's like $10 to ride the L train, and it's like $85. The cheap side and the to get in the bleachers.
Yeah.
It all depends on who they're playing.
Yeah. And how
Because when I was a kid, the prices of tickets were the same. It didn't matter who they were playing. But now it's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hazel, you're not a fan of hockey, but have you ever been to a game, though? I'm saying whoever goes to Edmonton needs to take her to a hockey game. Yeah, it's violent, but usually you'll see a lot of women going to hockey games. At least I did.
Yeah.
Well, if I ever make it to Edmonton, I'll take you to a game. If there's one going on. I like that you take someone to a hockey game never been before. Like, ooh, this is a violent game. But that's the Canadians' therapy. That's why they're nonviolent people. But when you get them at a hockey game, that's different.
I feel like your road conditions are getting worse and worse, Sean.
Yeah.
Visibility looks low, man.
Road disappears. I'm going to the next truck stop, but there isn't anything where I'm at until I get near the Iowa border. I knew I shouldn't have took this load, but I don't never turn loads down.
Do you get charged if you turn a load down?
No, not at all.
So why'd you take it?
It's the only thing available. I wanted to go to Southern Cal or Texas.
You're like, I don't do cold too much.
Well, no, I try to stay away from the weather. If I see a forecast saying you're going to get snow and that in this area, I try to avoid that area until that storm goes through and they cleaned it up. But this storm has to be coming to an end. It was supposed to end earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I've never been to the Edmonton Oilers stadium where they play hockey, but I've been to a Calgary Flames game there. Because at that time, the coach of the Calgary Flames was my coach in 2A, Jim Playfair. He became the head coach of the Flames. When I was in my early 20s, he was the head coach of the Dayton Bombers 2A club in the East Coast Hockey League. I'll never forget it. I was up in the stands and there was a whistle call and it was a bad call the ref made. It was questionable, but Jim Playfair just went off. He just started grabbing a stick and he was busting the stick on the walls and throwing it out on the ice, yelling at the referee. Okay, now we're getting to the point where the road's starting to disappear on me a bit. It doesn't appear that way on camera. If you were to see it,
No, I can see it.
yeah, it's worse. It's worse than when it appears on camera.
Yeah, it looks like it's one lane, but I can see there's two because the car just passed you being a dumbass.
What headset do I have? I have the Blue Parrot 450. It covers both my ears, and it's got the mic hanging off of it.
You got both ears covered?
Yeah, both ears. Yeah, you had no choice. They did come out with one that where you could take the left ear pad off and only hear out of the one ear, but that's weird because I also use it as headphones when I listen to music.
I didn't think you were allowed to have both ears covered up.
Sure. The way that they designed it, we can still hear what's going on outside the truck. We can still hear. Like if I had someone sitting in the passenger seat talking to me, I could hear them easy. It's the headphones that are insulated that cancels out all sound except for what the headphones are doing. Now those, yes, you don't want to get caught with those on.
You gonna start pulling over? You just gonna let it go?
I got to keep going. There's nothing in here until I get near Iowa.
I just don't know where you're at.
Well, let's put it this way: anybody behind me can't see shit because I'm kicking up all the snow up in the air, making like a smoke screen back there. I have slowed it way down though.
Are they paying you any extra money on this load because of weather conditions? Not really.
No. You get what the load pays.
Is that negotiable or not really?
No.
All right. I don't know if you can call dispatch and be like, or your broker and be like, I'll do it, but I need an additional $500 or 800 hours or whatever.
Yeah, Prime made it to where you can't do that. They give you the offer, you either take it or don't.
Gotcha.
They said the best we can do is take you off the load and give it to somebody else and give you another one.
Did they tell you what the other loads are? Or not really.
Well, if you're dealing with lineup and you ask them, what do you got? You see what else, they'll keep rattling off loads where they pick up and where they're going and what it pays. And then just go through the loads of what they got available. This is the only one that was available.
I wonder why, Sean.
Well, Right after the holiday, a lot of guys hit the road. Usually a week after a holiday, there isn't much freight out of the yard at all.
Yeah.
Good. Keep those people in front of me.
I'll be right back.
All right. Now this dipshit should know better. Amazon. Yeah, I'll see you in a ditch up the highway a little bit more. You keep driving like that. Thanks for coming, Hazel. Clean the road up a little bit here. There, now I'm starting to see a little bit more pavement now. Uh, oh, crap. I forgot all about that. Dee, 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 dee. Uh, hey, Mimi, do you know what I think about playing music-wise right now? If my radio worked, I'd be playing Living on the Edge by Aerosmith. I got to get off at this exit right here because I have nothing to drink, and I forgot to get some bottled water out of my refrigerator. Easy on, easy off. Just hope no one comes in from behind me. I ain't drinking any more coffee. I'm already wired as it is. All right. There we go. All right. Come on, sweetheart. You got the right of way. I'm not going to wait all day for you. If the roads are that bad, you should have stayed home. There we go. I had to get my mango water. He's been there a while. There's about a half foot of snow on top of his trailer. He's been sitting for a while because if he went anywhere, that would have blown off. Yeah, damn. Weather being like this, I don't see a whole lot of people going to be out today, which is a good thing. And you watch the snow swirling on the highway from left to right. It's just a steady wind. But I don't think it's necessarily snowing. It's just the snow that has already been on the ground blowing around. That's what they call drifting snow. Hey, roads are clearing. Basically, what it is there isn't any snow on the pavement. The snow you see that appears like it's on the pavement, well, not now. It's what they call drifting snow. It's blowing over the pavement to the other side. But now there is snow on the pavement a little bit. No telling what the hell could happen on a day like today. I just don't want to be a part of it. Or be in it. Jesus, I'm nowhere even near Iowa yet. A couple hours from Des Moines. It's all freezing out there, but at least it's nice and cozy inside the cab of the truck. Yeah, if it's going to be like this or worse, I may not even make it. But I got till midnight. 464 miles away. And that is not a place to be. Stuck on the shoulder of the interstate? Not with the road conditions like this. Might as well put a bullseye on the back of that trailer and say, come hit my ass. Oh, first responder. You like typo negative? Yeah, that recording that Stevie made for me and edited it and gave me that version. He said, try this. He gave it to me earlier yesterday, and I sang it on Blessed Life, and it was. I was like, wow, this does sound good. I just hope that folks are hearing what I'm hearing in my headset. And Blessed finally did. She heard it the way I would hear it, and she enjoyed it. And I'm like, all right. Because every time I sing typo negative, I'm trying to provoke a response. Yeah, but me and him usually, we're doing something in his studio when I'm home. And he told me, he said, here, you got your equipment, play Wolf Moon. And I did. And he recorded it. And he said, I'm going to add that to the song. I'm like, oh, cool. It just sounds so much better. And I'm thinking about just making karaoke versions in his studio of a lot of the songs that I karaoke. I got a big catalog. Yeah, she invited me up to the panel, shockingly. And Mimi, you know me, as you wish. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys see that? Overturned truck right there. And I'm not stopping. That just caused more of an accident here. Jesus Christ. You cannot drive foolishly. That's why you won't see me passing anybody. That's why I kept this live stream going, because I figured, there might be something going on up ahead. I'll just see what happens and catch it on camera for you guys. Here comes a Chevrolet car. What? That accident back there didn't convince you to slow that vehicle down? You can get all that snow stirred up on the pavement for me. For the most part, cars do not have good traction because the tires are so narrow. If they had a wide base tire, that's different. The more tread you got touching the pavement, the better traction you'll have. But on so narrow tires on a car, good luck. I'm doing 55. At the start of this, I was doing 65. But as the conditions on the pavement deteriorated, I slow it down. Now, if it gets to a point where I can't see the pavement at all, I'll be doing like 30, which is about 50 kph. This is on I-35 east of St. Joe's in Missouri. This is just going to make me have my trip take longer to get done here. Oh, got a red dot. Hang on one second, I'll get you. Oh, it's Aaron.
I'll see what
Brian.
kind of you are. See what return
Yeah.
you just keep going.
Oh, you saw that? Mimi, I know Mimi saw it. She was like, bloody hell.
The way that could have been you, man.
Yeah. But Ryan, the link, you have to scroll up to find the link, Ryan.
Yeah, it's all the way up to the top.
That's why, I thought about ending it, but then I'm like, no, I'll keep it going. We'll probably be bound to see some more shit up ahead. And at first I thought, oh, do I got a pile up in front of me? Okay, this is going to get dangerous. We got a guy that came off the on-ramp, and these people want to pass, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to took my foot off the accelerator and keep him in front of me.
People are idiots, man.
I will not pass like this. No way.
No.
I just hit my four ways and stay behind him.
Yep.
Because that's a good thing. I'd rather have somebody in front of me that could be used as a battering ram if something they hit it, and it gives me time to get stopped.
You always keep yourself a lot of distance between you. People don't do that. People like to ride each other's ass. And then the
Not me.
Say, what happened? I don't know. You were up his asshole. That's what happened.
There, I think that's an Amazon truck. Yeah, I hope, because I recorded it, we did the same thing for Blood and Fire by Typo Negative. He says, let me work on it. I might try that one too. Because I played those two songs on the bass. I was going to do more that day, but my son came and got me. He said, Dad, gotta go. I'm like, okay.
So what trucking company was it that freaking had a rollover? Did you say?
I'm sorry?
What trucking company was it that had the accident? Did you see it?
No, that wasn't a rig like ours. It was a cargo van hauling a trailer behind it.
Gotcha.
And it looked like it came from the other side. And the one that was on my side was a pickup truck with a trailer and a lawnmower on the back of it.
Yeah.
It's like you got a lightweight trailer like that and you're pulling it behind your vehicle. Yeah, you're asking for trouble. Yeah. Because them trailers will easily fishtail and cause you to flip like that vehicle did.
Yeah, the smaller the trailer, the harder it is to back up, and the lighter it is, so there's no weight.
Yes.
People don't understand that.
Yeah, we got more touching the pavement, but we got a lot of weight behind it. That does help, yes.
Yep.
But it still does not prevent you from
Oh,
breaking traction and sliding around.
you still slide.
I had to turn the volume of my radio up in case anybody's up there yelling, "Hey, you're gonna come to a stop." But there was a blizzard up here last night in Iowa, and I'm not even gotten to Iowa yet.
How many inches?
I think they said 3 or 4. I figured by the time I got to Iowa, they would have already had it plowed, and salted, and everything. It's getting a little too hot in here. There, now the pavement's starting to look up a little bit. And back in the shit again. Now, Iowa is usually pretty good with their interstates. Hopefully that's all clear. And I'll just be in southern Minnesota to get to I-90 and take it east to Wisconsin.
If you're gonna say Minnesota, you gotta say it correctly now.
They got hit last night too, but they're also good at clearing the highway. There, the road's not too bad now. It's like on and off again on the swirl of snow on here. I'm surprised my trolls aren't here, because my trolls would be here. They'd be begging for me to wreck my truck, but they've been that way for the past 2 years. One of them even said it too. And I'm like, really? You're supposed to be an adult male and you're acting like a child? And he's also a trucker too. And I'm like, I ain't gonna ever talk to that asshole again. Not even my worst enemy would I wish that kind of crap on somebody. You don't do that. Well, there is a snowplow on the other side. He's plowing the shoulder. but visibility is really deteriorated here. I think you got maybe a quarter of a mile or less.
Hey, Sean, how much fuel you got?
I'm sorry?
How much fuel do you have?
Oh, I filled up my tanks when I was at the yard.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at 3/4.
Okay.
I got about 120 gallons. I got plenty to make it there. My DEF is full. The only thing I may have to fill before I get there is my reefer because I'm dropping hook.
Okay. So, another trucking company, another trucker that I found on YouTube, he just posted a thing saying that all the pumps are freaking busted because of the cold.
Yeah, the DEF is the first to do that.
Yeah.
DEF is famous for pumps for freezing.
Yeah.
But I got enough DEF to last me to get my next load and be gone to where it's warmer.
Yeah.
That's why at a lot of truck stops during the wintertime, they put those insulated covers on the DEF tank pump, the DEF pump, to prevent it from freezing.
Yeah.
I'm slowing down to 50 now. I can't see shit. They're kicking up so much snow. There we go.
It looks like it's windy too.
It is a little bit. Not that bad though. It could be worse.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes an antique KW is going to be passing me. Yeah, he's got the hammer down. Got the artillery cannons for pipes. Go for over there, big boy. That's an older model KW.
Yeah.
See all that snow he's kicking up? I can't see shit. There, now I can see. And now I can't see anything, so I'm going to really slow it down. Because him passing that other driver, I don't know how that other driver's going to react.
Yeah.
The other driver can slam on his brake and then I ass end him. Okay, there we go.
Yep. The worst road I've ever been on driving was Alaska 9, and it was in February. And the wind condition, I think it was about negative, without the wind chill, it was like negative 20 degrees. And the wind was probably at 50 miles per hour. It was the only time I ever had whiteout conditions, and there was nowhere to go.
I was on that 9 once, but it wasn't during the wintertime, thank God. I've been up to Alaska one time.
Yeah.
It took a while. Took almost 3 days to get up there from Washington.
Yeah. What'd you do? Go in the summer?
Yeah. It was nice.
I hate summertime, Alaska.
Yeah, they told me in the dispatch.
Alaska, it's a beautiful state, but summertime you're gonna have a whole bunch of visitors, and it sucks because the prices are jacked up.
Yeah, they told me before you leave the the States, buy food. If not, you might want to buy food before you get past Delta because there's not a whole lot along that highway until you get into Alaska. And it's gotten colder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a couple MREs and got some things in my refrigerator.
Did you go there for vacation or did you go there for trucking?
A load. I took it to Anchorage.
Okay. I go ski in Alaska every year. So
I've seen it.
What's that?
I've seen it. You know, the skiing. I know how to ice skate, but I saw the skiing. I'm like, I don't want to get killed.
I would tell you this. I would tell anybody this. If you go skiing on the East Coast of the United States, okay, that's how I learned was the East Coast. Okay. You ski on ice. Okay. If you ski like on the West Coast, you ski really on real snow. You know what I mean? But the thing is, when you get to Alaska, it's real snow plus the slopes are freaking steep. So I would not recommend anyone going there who hasn't had at least 3 seasons under their belt, or you're gonna really hurt yourself.
That's how Sonny Bono died. Wrapped himself around a tree skiing.
Yeah. Now, if you want to see something really crazy, there's a place in Alaska. There's no lifts. You actually go up there in a helicopter. If you want to see some crazy shit.
Yeah, man, to get on the road, sometimes I forget what day it is.
So how much did that load cost to pay you? Do you remember?
Oh, this one's $1,700.
No. To go to Alaska from Washington State.
Oh, from Washington State, that paid me $8,000.
Nice. Did you get a load out or no?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it was seal meat.
Okay.
Or.
I'm really surprised about that. Because
the Inuit, they hunt them up there.
The only people that are allowed to hunt deer and whales in Alaska are natives.
Yeah, the Inuit.
Yeah.
We call them Eskimos, but they're the Inuit.
You don't call them Eskimos, man. That's a slang word.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't know that. We like to be called Inuit.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. I learned that the hard way one year.
I've always known that.
I'm like, oh, you're an Eskimo. And they're like, if you ever call me Eskimo again. I was like, I didn't know. I'm from the lower 48.
They could mess with you and, say, hey, make this igloo for me.
Yeah. If you ever go to any of the villages up there, they're crazy. They're like no other.
But me, I just could not live in that kind of freezing weather.
Yeah.
Where, a couple months out of the year, you can't barely go outside. If you have exposed skin, it's going to burn. That's how cold it is.
Yeah, so if you go up north, like way up north, right? They recommend you're not outside longer than an hour. But they dress in fur and stuff like that too. That keeps them very warm. Like you just talked about cedar. They actually wear cedar up there because it's so warm. So they don't have jackets like we normally do.
They wear layers upon layers.
Yep.
Somebody comes walking in, whatever it is, and they look like a big, huge dude, and when after they peel off all the shit, they're just a tiny little person. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I tell you one thing: the truckers up there make good money, though.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Actually, my mother wants to go up to. All the times I've been to Alaska, my mom's never been, and she's like, "I want to see the Northern Lights." So I told her next year I take her out to see the Northern Lights.
Well, you can see them in Washington State.
Yeah, but she really wants to see Alaska too, where I go all the time. So she's seen pictures and everything else. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah. She's like, I just want to go and see what it looks like, and I want to go see Anchorage. I was like, Anchorage is nothing there. We ain't going to stay in Anchorage too long.
The only state I have not been in, I flew over it, was Hawaii.
Yeah. I have not been to Hawaii yet. So when you say been to, are you talking about like actually stopping there or driving to accounts?
Well, I mean, whether I took a plane, landed, on the ground and walked around, I've never done that in Hawaii. Everywhere else I've been.
Okay. I was going to say, there's some states I've driven through, but I haven't really stopped in it. So I didn't know if you want to count that or not.
Yeah, it's safe to say that in the entire lower 48, I have pulled off onto a shoulder and whizzed in a ditch.
That might be true.
And boy, that was a relief for me. Yeah. I remember that one year that they were having a drought in the Southwest. Well, I ended that drought when I took a leak.
So I had a goal when I was right after high school. I had a goal. I wanted to visit all 50 states by the age of 50. But the thing is, for me to count it, I had to physically do something there and eat there. So, which
I've been to all the Major League Baseball stadiums except Fenway.
You've been to DC already?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
DC was interesting. This was during the World Series when they were in the World Series.
Yeah.
I was in Jessup. The manager at the TA had 2 tickets and couldn't go. And he goes, "You give me face value," because they were given to me. I'm like, "Yeah, here." I gave him $100 for each ticket. And one of the drivers said, "Hey, I want to go." So he bought the other ticket. We called an Uber. We went together. We went to the game. We were sitting in the upper deck behind home plate. Nice seats.
Yeah.
And
so you said you've been to every stadium, right?
Yeah.
Which stadium do you like the best?
Okay, I'm going to remove Wrigley Field because if I said that, I'd be biased. Okay, so I'll remove Wrigley Field. One. Okay, now when it comes to food, amenities, and everything, I'd have to go with Miller Park in Milwaukee.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I removed my least favorite. It was all right, but because nothing happened to me. It's because of what happened. I'd have to say Dodger Stadium. I picked the worst game to go to.
Okay.
I went when they were playing the Giants, and that is a bitter rivalry out there, the Giants and Dodgers.
Okay.
And there's not a whole lot of gringos there. There's a lot of Mexicans that go to them games, right?
Yeah.
And the Latinas are gorgeous. They're wearing these, booty shorts, halter tops, everything. It's like, wow. So
The-
I'm watching the game. I'm wearing a Cubs hat, and a couple of the Latinos around me were talking to me. He goes, "You're a Cubs fan?" I'm like, "Yeah." "What are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, I'm a truck driver. I'm trying to complete my MLB motif where I go to all the MLB stadiums." "Oh, that's kind of cool." And all these fights were breaking out in different sections of the stadium between the Dodgers and Giants fans. And I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "This is a bitter rivalry. You picked a hell of a game to come to." He goes, "That's normal." And this one guy he was with, I don't know if he understood English. He goes, "Man, I'm a Cubs fan." He goes, "That's all right. You're just stuck in the middle." I'm like, I don't know if I want to be there either.
So I would say my favorite stadium would be Toronto.
Yeah, I went there when they played the White Sox.
Okay.
And Frank Thomas hit a grand slam.
I just liked it because it has a cover in it. It's kind of neat, and I feel like everyone there was pretty friendly.
Oh yeah, it was. It was smaller than what I thought it was because they make it look so big on TV.
Yeah. But the thing is, I haven't been to as many stadiums as you, so I can't speak for a whole bunch.
Hmm.
That's all.
Oh, but back to the DC game I was at. We were in the upper deck behind home plate. I went because all the wait staff, people, sell peanuts or drinks or whatever, wandering around. There was nobody around, so I went to the concessions because there was hardly anybody waiting in line there.
Yeah.
And then when I came back and I went to sit down with my popcorn and soda, the entire crowd was booing, and I'm like, the game hasn't started yet. What's going on? And they were booing, and all of a sudden I heard, lock him up. And I'm like, what's going on? He goes, look at the Jumbotron. I looked at it. There's Donald Trump sitting out in a private booth in center field. He's waving as they're booing and saying, lock him up. And I got into an argument on Facebook before I got banned. And they were saying, oh, that was fake. They added the ambient noise. I'm like, douchebag. I was there. They were all saying it. And you could not be poor and go to a game like that. The tickets were outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
Only the rich, posh people are able to afford the tickets down below. If there was any poor people, they were sitting at the very top of the upper deck.
Yeah.
But the whole stadium was yelling it. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what did he have to show up here for? That's what I said. But after the booing stopped, they sat down for a minute. The inning finished, and then they left. They didn't watch the entire game.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom, man.
Well, I'll keep this going for a little while longer, and then I'll end it. It's been a bit of an enjoyable live stream. Okay, this is getting ugly. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it, guys, so I can concentrate a little bit more here. You guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed it. See you later.